The subject matter this week is ProHeart6. It's Dr. Joel Saylor of Town and Country Veterinary Clinic.
Yeah, we're going to talk about ProHeart6. ProHeart6 is a 6-month injectable heartworm prevention.
Okay.
Now, ProHeart6 has been around a while, and then it wasn't, and then it was, and then it wasn't. And ProHeart6 is a very neat tool. Back in the early 2000s, we used a lot of it, and then due to some issues with the FDA, it was removed from the market. As the time passed on that, the FDA found that there was not any problems with it, and they re-released it with several exceptions where you had to do some different additional blood work and stuff. And at that time when it was relaunched, it became a little bit cumbersome to do because you had to do blood work. Now, as time has passed, the product, now all the restrictions have been lifted.
Clean bill.
Yeah, clean bill, and it was exonerated completely from any of the stuff that was blamed. We're running into a little bit of that with Trifexis right now. What happens is if you get some people that have an axe to grind that will complain, they'll complain loud enough and long enough that the FDA will take notice. And what happened with ProHeart6 is literally somebody complained long enough, and the company pushed back and said, hey, this is not real, and that wasn't the right answer. So for the FDA, and so anyway, so basically, and of course the FDA's got a difficult job. Their job is to try and keep everybody safe. But as the reality of it is, that drug now, the FDA has lifted all of its restrictions on the drug, and so now we've got a really good tool. We actually used ProHeart6 back in the early 2000s. We gave like 1,400 doses of it, and never had a problem with it, and I think it's a great drug. Especially if you're one of these people that tend to forget. Okay, and this is a great tool because you give the shot and you don't have to worry about heartworm prevention until your vet calls you again to get another shot.
So it's twice a year.
Twice a year.
Yeah.
Now, add to that, you combine that with a cool product like, say, Bravecto, which is once every 3 months, and so now you've simplified your heartworm flea control to about as simple as it gets. But a lot of the restrictions that we had, they used to say it couldn't be given over to dogs over 7, but if they had it prior to 7, you could continue to do it. All that nonsense has been lifted. They don't require blood work. So basically, it's for pets that are over 6 months of age, okay, and basically and beyond. And once every 6 months, it uses the same molecule that's in Advantage Multi, moxidectin, so it's a proven heartworm prevention.
Good.
And so the good news is that's a tool that is now back, and it's a whole lot easier to use, so I think you're going to see a lot of veterinarians use that. If you are one of those forgetful Freds, then you might want to ask your vet if that might be something that would be appropriate.
All right, thanks, Doc, and we'll be back right after this message.